Have you not seen a banana hammock?
Do you not know what a banana hammock is?
Is it just the thing on the front?
Well, that's that mankini that fucking Borat wears.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's a thong.
I mean, a banana hammock is like a thong. Yeah, it's like a...
Yes, it is. It's just covered.
A scrote tote. Welcome back, everybody. We are at Breaking Bad again, episode 3, season 4. Last one was... It was a thinker. Tom, what happened?
The episode opens with Walt trying to buy a gun, an illegal barcode serial number scratched off type gun, and he ends up deciding on I think it's a .38 snub nose revolver. He plans on shooting Gus at the lab, and they're at the lab. Mike comes in and tells him he's never going to see Walt again. Skyler makes a proposal for the car wash, but the owner, Mr. Eyebrows, says that it's going to be $20 million for Walt because he doesn't like him. Walt goes to Gus's house and to kill him, but as he's walking up to the house, it's Tyrus that calls him and says, "Go home."
Gus's alleged house.
Alleged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, alleged house. That's true. Hank continues his physical therapy and puts on a front for the physical therapist. And the second he leaves, he goes back to his sad, depressed, I would say, self, emotionally injured. And he kind of takes it out on Marie. Walt tails Mike to the bar and tells him he's in danger as well. He asks Mike to get him in a room alone with Gus so he can kill him. And Mike beats his ass and then leaves. Jesse throws a 3-day party when everybody leaves and he's left to his thoughts. He starts to have kind of like a breakdown. He sits down in front of his speaker and you can tell he's struggling. And that's how the episode ends.
See, it's getting easier for Walt. It's not getting easier for Jesse. He's not going to be able to keep this up. And I don't know kind of which is worse at this point. Because, like, Jesse being like, that's going to get somebody killed or hurt or himself, whatever. And then, but Walt continuing, it's just going to leave a wake of bodies, too. So, either way. I don't know.
It's true.
And seeds have been sown for the Walter-Mike alliance.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because he's the one thing that Mike is. He seems to be, as Kevin said, like he has his like ethics and his morals or whatever. And I wonder how the two of them are going to work together. I think maybe initially, but like I have a feeling they're gonna butt heads on some things. Wonder how much Walt will listen to him. That could end poorly.
And what's going to happen with Jesse? He seems to be like a millimeter away from going off the fucking deep end.
Yeah. That was like, he didn't want to be partying like that. He just didn't. The alternative was just even worse.
I think he just wanted to like numb
his
senses, his brain,
keep his mind busy.
Yeah. Just like, let's do something that we know we enjoyed in the past.
Disassociate from it. I mean,
and not think about people he shot in the eye.
Yeah. Oh
Under the eye. Poor Gail.
And he met him, too. Like, right? They met.
Kind of. Gail... He came in
once
to replace Gail, and Gail was like, hi, nice to meet you.
And I was like, It
was not a great meeting.
And Gail just seemed like such a nice, genuine person. I mean, granted, he went down the path of crime. I don't want to say evil. Maybe capitalist.
I would say he's kind of like the hippie version for meth, like just kind of like.
But like he wanted to make sure he touted like one of the first conversations that you heard from him with Walt. I think it was with Walt, where he said he wanted to make sure that the drugs that were getting out there were good and pure and were the right product.
And getting what they paid for.
Right.
Yep. Good guy, Gus. Or Gus. Whoa. Gail.
And
Not
so,
good guy Gus.
Bad guy, Gus. Good guy, Gail.
Bad guy.
you know, is that like a moral like dilemma? Like you see the United States government, especially do that with like fentanyl and Narcan, in that, they seem to understand that people are going to go out and do this. And so why, and especially with like European countries, they focus more on education and treatment rather than prevention.
Criminalization.
Right.
So
do you think that maybe like Gail is just trying to, I understand that there's going to be meth heads. Why, not make something that is the safest?
It's not cut with much.
But how safe is that? If it's so pure, is it really that safe though?
Well, I think what he was
we
saying
saw
is, his argument was that you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm thinking too far into it.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
As usual.
Now the American government in the 60s.
And there's a water heater that was used to boil off the toxins.
In the case of American Airlines versus water heater, see,
we will show evidence that
we're still stuck in shenanigans.
Are we still stuck in Walter Cronkite?
I guess so.
All right,
Let's just go.
3-2-1 trash. Let's go.
3-2-1 CBS News. That's just the way it is. Bam. Still Gail's coffee machine.
You have no right, Walter. You should not be using that. You're smiling.
I know, right? He's got a black eye from Mike. Is there a fly? Oh,
Oh, he's being followed by the camera, so he's going to be alone in there? Yeah, Gus is just trying to isolate Walt now. It's like you won't talk to anybody.
It's amazing how far technology has come in, like, was it like 12 years ago?
What choice is there, Walt?
What
I mean,
choice?
if you're in danger, then it would be absolute. Then we have to.
Stop. You keep saying that word, danger. Danger.
Yeah, but you
no,
just
and I
said
have never used that word. I said things were complicated, and then you flew off the handle.
Yeah, I flew off the handle when I saw that.
She's not wrong.
Okay.
And you know.
Where'd that come from?
I had an argument with a coworker.
Okay.
And
You should see the other guy.
I had an argument. We were in this bar, and we were discussing a particular business strategy, and it got heated and out of control, and he hit me once. And I didn't retaliate because he's a much older man. And that's it.
to fantasy football. Look, it has all the latest
Maria, I said
rankings.
Cheetos, not Fritos.
Jesus, dude.
Wait,
I must have said Cheetos like 10 times. You need me to write it down for you?
no, and I don't need you to be mean about it either, Mr. Grumpy.
Well, I'm just saying, I said Cheetos, ch sound. Virtually impossible to confuse Cheetos with Fritos, seems to me. Where you going?
Back to the store, I guess. Here.
And the draft's not for 2 months, so this is useless.
You want to do something?
Do something. Like what?
Go karts.
Some mini golf, maybe a little bowling.
Yeah, there's a track down by the Coliseum. It's pretty fun.
we should talk about?
Maybe at the go-karts.
How's your eye?
It's... Anything we should talk about?
Maybe at the go-karts.
That's where the talking happens. on lap 3.
Getting the shit kicked out of you?
You took a run at this Bogdan character, and he wrestled you into submission with his eyebrows. 10 million, that was the
He
estimate.
does have big eyebrows.
So if the guy won't sell, he won't sell.
I don't accept that. I don't accept that he won't sell. I think he just lacks the proper
Motivation.
motivation.
Look, do I need to state the obvious? I mean, there's got to be dozens of car washes in this area. Who says it has to be this one?
I do. I say it has to.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, rude about me?
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Something along the lines of you weren't man enough to face him yourself.
What?
That you had to send your woman to do your business for you.
Yeah, you think Walt's manipulative.
Yeah.
Speaking as your lawyer, I'm going to go on record and say this is a bad idea. Now, I advise against...
It's this one.
It has all the information. I'm Stephanie Doswell, by the way. Charlotte Blattner. So nice to meet you, Charlotte.
You too.
There's a spoon missing.
So I just told him for mine.
Was there a spoon missing?
Yeah.
53.
See? I told you there was a
Yeah.
spoon missing. Excuse me.
Excuse me? There? Very nice, thank you.
Do you have a
I
spoon?
just called the police. Okay then. I know you stole that spoon. You're not going anywhere. Let go of my purse. Let go. Oh my friend, you let go of it! Let it go! Let it go! Let it go!
Spoon? Oh. Plate? Picture? Frame?
Are you seriously doing this to me again?
Ugh.
Jesus, just... Would you stop crying? I'll make a phone call. Just sit tight.
The officer spoke to the homeowners, and they're not going to press charges.
Good. I won't either.
Marie, you want to go home?
Not really.
Marie?
Car wash? Soap? Chemicals?
Testing.
Poison? Testing? Yeah. That's what she came up with the idea.
Sorry. Same as before.
What? It's Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Miss Walnuts, I've checked your wastewater inside and out.
Whenever the disposal of solid waste or hazardous waste presents
An imminent or substantial endangerment. The offender may be fined not more than $5,000 each day in which the violation occurs.
under the Toxic Substances
Control Act of 1976.
Satisfied? Was that specific?
Specific enough for you?
Time to sell, bro.
She's starting to get a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's getting a little manipulative. A little far.
Actually, I could use your help on something. Homicide, possibly drug-related.
You want my help on a case? What am I, Ironside?
It's filled with scientific formulas and chemical purchase lists, drawings, pages and pages of this stuff. Looks big time, but I'm no authority, so I wonder if you might take a look.
Come on, Tim, seriously. What is this, some sort of a charity thing?
I thought your expertise could be useful here.
I'm lying here like third base.
If you could just take a look, tell me what I got here. I'd really appreciate it.
Yep. Burning a hole.
He gonna get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great idea, but it didn't work. So why don't we simply chalk it up as learning?
Well, I think that depends.
She's gonna get a better deal.
Yes, $879 was the original offer, but that seems high to me now. Now I'm offering $800.
No, don't do that.
Why?
Just
Because you're an unpleasant person, Mr. Volanitz. You were rude.
And there's poison in the ground.
Towards my husband. And furthermore, I've met with quite a number of sellers, and the market seems much softer than I thought. So, 800.
I mean, you didn't honestly think that.
ring ring.
Yeah, I do.
No way. Sorry. No. So, look, it's time to move on. Okay, I'm gonna call Saul. Where's my phone?
What for?
Hello? Hello, Mr. Volanitz.
Yeah, bitch! Money!
I'm not apologizing for wanting to celebrate in some small way.
I'm not asking you to apologize, Walt. I'm asking you to be smart.
I bought one bottle of champagne.
Reminds me of their fight over the purchases on the debit card or something. Where she's
Right,
like
yeah.
nitpicking his small purchases, but then she just spent $800,000 on a car wash.
She's like, the MasterCard's the card we don't use.
Right.
Do it, Hank.
Grab it. Get yourself some motivation again. Get your freaking self out of this stupid depression.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd just like to say that I've never opened up like a book like that and closed the entire cover to get the next page. They just seem to do that a lot in movies. They grab it and like close the whole thing and grab the next page. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Hashing out the real important
Really?
It doesn't make any sense. Like, why doesn't he just reach his hand over and turn the page?
Number one takeaway.
Close the whole fucking thing. It's weird. It's weird.
All right.
That was good. I can see that they're setting some stuff up. I can see so like Marie and Jesse are kind of going on this downward spiral, right? Like almost Marie and Hank are, again, I keep saying this, are just a season or so behind Walt and Skylar. Although Walt and Skylar seem to be coming full circle now too. So the cycle will repeat.
Yeah.
But like Marie and Jesse too are like both falling into these destructive behaviors. Hank is going back to his old shenanigans where he's just like pretending like everything's okay when really it's not. And then the only thing that's different is that Walter and Skylar seem to be finally getting their footing in a way. Like they're figuring out their groove in their crimes and stuff, with the exception of Gus. And that's another thing. Now Gus is completely separating. Like now he won't even see Mike. He is like completely isolated. You will not know anything that's going on. Obviously because Gus must be starting to see that Walt is a bit of a worthy adversary. You know, so now he's trying to push him out while he tries to figure out what he's going to do. This was a huge setup. And then that leads to also, too, Jesse can't keep this up. He's gonna lose his freaking mind.
Yeah.
Like, he can't keep this up. Kind of like how Hank was with the stress of, you know, having been involved in that bombing, and then the
shooting.
Right.
Assassination attempt.
Right. So it's just like
Can't walk.
they're all just kind of going. So it's just mirroring the other last season, and now this is like kind of the setup for everybody. I wonder what next.
Yeah, I agree with you that Marie and Jesse are both acting out.
Yeah, like falling back to
Yeah.
their old,
But-
like, self-sabotaging, destructive behaviors.
The difference is that Hank is going to be able to bounce back because of this. Now he's going to have his, like, you know, his motivation, his passion back again, and so it's going to cause Marie to bounce back. Who does Jesse have? Who's going to get Jesse out of the funk? Walt.
Walt's not even paying attention to him. Like, how
Exactly.
many times does Jesse have to spiral out of control before you see it when it's happening? You know, that whole conversation, granted, they were both lying to each other. You know, like, oh, is there anything we need to talk about? No. Well, what about you? What about your eye? Is there anything we need to talk about? So it's just like there's no communication. And
Well-
but it's like he should know that, of course, Jesse's not okay.
And Jesse
Should know.
just wanted to go ride go-karts with Walt.
Right.
Like, so Marie is acting out. Hank's going to get his passion and his motivation back, and it's going to cause her to not act out anymore. And Jesse doesn't have anybody like that. And he reached out to Walt, let's go ride go-karts. Let's go do something. He seems like he just wants to do something other than fucking meth business. I don't know. I don't think things are going to bode very well for Jesse. I think he's going to hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be anybody to pick him up. And it's extremely depressing to see because he's like, he seems to me to be like one of the most like innocent and genuine characters in the show. I mean, I get he was a drug dealer and blah, 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 whatever. But like, he seems to be like a very genuine type of person.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't, sure, he sells drugs, but he's not trying to go ahead and sell himself as something different.
Well, it seems to me like he makes himself available for others, but like it just seems when he needs somebody, like when he needed his parents, when he needed a friend, when like that one time he wanted to go do something with Jane, I forget where they were, a museum, and she didn't want to go because she wanted to sit and do drugs. Like it seems like every time Jesse wants something, there's, you know, no one really there to.
The world lets him down.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, like, obviously his poor choices, you know.
Don't help. Yeah.
Right. Have, you know, but it's just, like, everybody seems to be getting at least a little bit of what they need. Hank is being pulled back into something constructive for him, you know, and hopefully then that will mean Marie's not going out and looking for a home because she doesn't want to be in hers. You know,
Walt and Skylar's relationship is like rekindling.
You're absolutely right. And then Jesse's just kind of
stuck out there as the straight up fucking fifth wheel.
Throwing money into some passed out dude's mouth.
Pretty funny. I mean, the guy's sitting there snoring on the ground.
He's going to choke like Jane.
No, he sees a hole there and he's like, oh, carnival game. He's just fucking bored.
You guys are asking the right questions.
No, this
is Jesse gonna be saved? Is something gonna happen to Jesse?
Yeah, I mean,
stop! Shut up! What are you?
The way.
What are you implying? Is he gonna die? Don't know, because he was supposed to die in the second season, right, or the end of the first.
Kevin already said, you know, is something gonna happen to him, or who's there to save Jesse?
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
these are the right questions.
This seems. I hope it's a I hope the maybe not the primary focus. I mean, obviously the primary focus is going to be the storyline of the meth business and what happens with that. But I think seems to me like there's going to be a big focus on Jesse for this season. Mm-hmm. Everybody else everybody's battling their demons, has conflicts. Jesse seems unique compared to everybody else. Everybody else seems to kind of be making headway. Jesse seems to be spiraling downwards.
He's struggling.
If that makes sense. Yeah, he's struggling.
Right, it's just like he never can seem to get ahead. Like even Marie, like as much as she's been through, she's been able to plateau out and see at least a little bit of hope at times. Same with Skylar, same with Walt. It's like Jesse, it's like he gets his ass kicked 3 to 4 times a week. You know, he lost.
And he mentioned you don't ever get
girlfriend.
used to it, but you do get used to it. Like it's,
You know,
it sucks every single time it happens, but you know it's gonna happen.
like even when he had all that money, he wasn't like happy about it. He got that big entertainment center to drown out the screams of his conscience. You know, like even when things are like kind of good for him, it's very like short lived, and it's just like back down to like the abyss.
Yeah.
So he obviously, like Hank was in that, you know, when he was going through his panic, you know, you can't keep this up forever. Eventually something's going to happen. But like, God, how many times does this need to happen where his luck is going to run out? Like something bad is going to happen to him. And then Walt is going to have his head up his ass with Skylar and all of that going on. But then that's where Badger comes in. I feel like maybe although they haven't come back, they said that they would.
Well, it's only been 1 episode.
Yeah, they're still sleeping, I guess. Yeah. This was a good setup episode. I'm interested to see how this unfolds.
But Jesse's character has changed so much from like the first season to now the 4th season. Like he was always super happy-go-lucky kind of guy, and now he's chaotic. I mean, maybe he was chaotic before, and he was chaotic good, I guess. I don't know. It's just like he was just kind of like go with the flow, like whatever. Yeah. And now he's like, and maybe it was with the turning point was when he had to shoot Gail.
I think the turning point was Walt, because I think up until that point he probably only encountered normal, like, didn't pay my electric bill, now I'm homeless, I didn't pay my rent, you know, my parents aren't talking to me again. Like ever since we've met him, he's experienced a lot of losses. Like he's not on speaking terms with his parents, and now after what happened with the house, they'll probably never speak to him again, Jane. And then what he's embarked on with Walt, you know, that's kind of created a lot of one-way streets for him. Like he can't exactly walk away from this. So there's been a lot of like losses and endings and things that have happened to him since we've met him that I don't think he's ever encountered anything like that in his life.
Yeah, definitely, and we're witnessing the changes, the changes, how that affects, you know, how he grows as a person. Like he's changing, he's different. Like he's so much different than he was 3 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. He's way different.
What he was before then. Like I said, I think it was like partying and probably feast and famine. He had a job, doing okay. You know, living with his parents, get on his feet, get an apartment, fuck it up, go back, living with his parents. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now it's like even if he wanted to, none of those options are there for him. Like, his life is completely unrecognizable, even to presumably not the easiest life he had before this. This is now downright terrifying. And to Kevin's point, he doesn't really have anyone to, like, go to.
That's true.
It kind of mirrors the path that you go down when you start experimenting with hard drugs. You know, like, it's all great and happy, and then there's, you know, some difficult things, and now it's all of a sudden like your life is fucked.
Yeah. You're just kind of left confused about, like, you know, how it, because, yeah.
And while Jesse doesn't seem like, you know, like, clearly he's not like an addict. Like, he doesn't seem to be, you know, he went for a long time being sober, and he went, I mean, maybe he is an addict, but what I'm trying to say is I think that they're trying to kind of mirror his story to physical addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that makes sense.
No,
like, because he's not, like, you see him all the time, like, he's in the last several episodes, he's not really doing that much drugs, but his life is kind of, I don't know.
He's spiraling. He's spiraling out of control.
I can't find the words for what I'm thinking.
And this bottoming out is way lower than anything he's ever experienced. And then on top of that, he has no one. I don't know what happens here.
Yeah, he's in a terrible position. I don't know. I agree. I don't know what's going to happen. It could go either way. Like, he could absolutely just explode and, like, be really volatile, and there's could be some shit that just you can't predict that happens, or maybe he finds solace in his relationship with Walt and he's able to pull himself out.
Yeah, hopefully Walt tunes in soon. You know.
He usually does. At the end, like, it was it? It was the plane crash episode where, like, Walt's sitting on the couch. No, it was the shooting of the where he ran the guys over.
Oh, where he finally stayed for dinner. He worked out a dinner
and he
schedule
sat there
and then left.
And then all of a sudden,
like, I have to go.
All of a sudden, like, he figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And he was there for Jesse when he needed him.
I don't know, but this is the second to last season, so it's hard to say, like, that they're going to follow the algorithm or equation here, because, I mean, they got to start. They're starting, in a way, I'm sure, in some of the situations, they're starting to wrap it up or starting to stage it to be wrapped up. So, I mean, I want to say, oh, yeah, yep, that's what'll happen, but I don't know, because we're so close to the end.
My brain is telling me Jesse's dead.
Oh, stop. Season. I don't know how I feel. I mean,
you know, like, I hope not, but that's what the
it would be poetic justice for Jesse, though.
How's he gonna go out?
I'm not ready to handle that.
That was a big pause.
I'm not ready.
I'm not cutting that out.
I'm not ready to consider what that might be, but I do know that I can't go by what they've done in the past or what the trend seems to be or the pattern or whatever, because it's too close to the end to say that they're, like, it might be time to lose someone big. I mean, Gail was a pretty big death, but, like, all in all,
with no main characters.
Yeah, you know,
not done yet. And Jesse goes, it'll be big, and it'll have some sort of Jane connotation. Like he'll be
the choking.
He'll be
theme.
laying there on the ground bleeding, and the last thing he does is call Jane's voicemail.
Oh, stop, Kevin.
You know, something like that.
Because it's not going to happen, but you just made me imagine it, and it still hurts.
It just made you feel it. Yeah, something like that.
Things are gonna happen.
Yeah, this is interesting.
We'll see, but I think that the way that they're focusing on this series now that we're through episode 3 is that this is a very heavily focused on Jesse season.
Walter
at least for the first
get
3 episodes so far.
Jesse to work at the car wash. That might get him.
Whoa.
At the car wash, yeah.
I think Jesse's too far
Jesse's
past
at
that.
the car wash.
But in my mind, that's what's going to happen. They're going to get the car wash. Jesse's going to work there. He's going to get his shit in line, and everything's going to be okay. It's not going to be
great.
okay. It's not going to be okay. But the car wash will be the
You know that's not going to happen.
tension breaker. I think there's going to be some funny
Jesse's
things.
gonna live his best life at the car
There's going to be some funny things at the car wash. Like they're going to be washing the car, and there's going to be suds everywhere, and they're going to be in like skimpy outfits. And they'll be like, woo, and they'll be listening to like fucking White Snake while they wash the car.
Well, I'm looking forward to when Walt walks in there after the sale of the car wash. I'm wondering if their paths will cross again, and I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty funny. I'm wondering.
Oh, you mean Bogdan or whatever?
Yeah, Bogdan. Yeah, Bogdan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bogdan, I believe.
Bogdan.
It's not really a spoiler, but yeah, they do pass. He does pass it off to him. So.
I'm looking. You say that does happen?
Yes.
Nice. I can't wait. I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to how that. I don't know how it's gonna go down. I just know it's gonna be absolutely hilarious, and I'm trying not to think of it too much because I know it's gonna be it's gonna be like the ATM moment where it's just like,
really
oh,
spoiler,
it's
good.
So I'm looking forward. Or when he got into the fight with Beneke, one of those moments where it's just kind of funny, pretty funny actually. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Whatever that ends up being.
All right. Well, till next time, we will see.
Yes, we will. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. This is Walter Cronkite signing off on the February 2024, and that's the way it is.